Greetings and thank you for choosing GateX Fuel Control System. This is the project commissioning tutorial. Once the project installation is completed and fuel eye machines are installed on your pumps and meters, the setup and commissioning phase starts. Almost all of your focus in the commissioning phase will be on creating the correct fleet database for your operation and implementing, or better say, reforming your current workflow. The first thing is organizing and uploading your fleet to your GateX account. The reason why this is important is that only the enabled fleet on the asset page can receive fuel from your pumps or mobile tankers. Moreover, your customers, projects or divisions are relying on these reports to calculate their expenses and allocate their resources. Okay, to start, let's create your first asset manually.
Log in as administrator to your GateX account. If you haven't received your admin credentials, contact GateX support at l2.support@gatex.us.com. Open the Assets page under the Registration menu. Click on the Add Asset button, enter the details of your first vehicle on the open pop-up and save it. If you need assistance on how to fill in this pop-up, use the on-page tutorial by clicking on the page label at the bottom right corner of the page.
Your first asset is created. That's great. Now let's create the first assets group, entire fleet.
Open the Asset Group page under the Registration menu and click on the Add Asset button. Enter the group name on the open pop-up and select the only vehicle that you just created as your first asset. Now click on Add button and it's done.
Now we need to get ready to upload your remaining assets using the Import button. This is a long task as you need to consult and make decisions to create meaningful asset codes for your fleet. Asset codes are constant labels of your fleet as long as they live, and be careful that asset codes cannot be changed after uploading the fleet to your GateX account. There is no convention or rule to create asset codes, but meaningful codes can help you recognize your fleet while reviewing your reports.
On the other side, the plate numbers can be edited and corrected later on. Plate numbers will be used by the fuel operators for authentication during the refueling of a vehicle if there is no RFID chip on that. Plate numbers can be alphanumeric, with capital letters and without space or special characters. For the vehicles with a license plate number, it is recommended to use the same license plate numbers to make the fueling easy for your fuel operators. Follow one pattern for the plate numbers while preparing your import list. For example, enter the alphabet and numbers the same way that they appear on the license plate of the vehicle. Now take your time to create some conventional labels to use as plate numbers for special use cases such as stationary assets that do not have a plate number like gensets, or open drums and smaller bozers, if any. Again, note that these labels or plate numbers will be used by the fuel operators to refill those assets, so follow a simple pattern that can be memorized easily.
We also need to create transfer codes to transfer fuel from the depot to mobile tankers. You can use the same plate number of the tankers followed by the letter T at the end and name their asset codes as transfer code. As you can guess, the actual plate number of the tankers will be used to fill their engine fuel tank, so the transfer codes with a letter T at the right side of the plate numbers will be distinguished as filling the bulk compartment of the mobile tankers. We will also need to create supplier codes to receive fuel from them. This be very helpful to see the amount of fuel purchased from each supplier on the reports. One code per supplier would be enough. Enter the supplier code as plate number and supplier name as asset code.
The last of conventional asset codes is to create return codes. Return codes will be used for the cases where you need to empty a mobile tanker to your depot in special cases. Normally, we recommend not to empty the tankers unless it is required to do so. Emptying mobile tankers will push air and fuel mix into the pipes and reach the flow meter and affect the calibration or damage the diaphragm of the solenoid valves. Order GateX level sensors for your stationary tanks and mobile tankers to have total visibility of your inventory and see the remaining balances at the end of each shift, day, or month. Alright. Now that you have prepared the fleet list and codes, you can upload them to your account. On the Assets page under the Registration menu, click on the Import button and, at the opening pop-up, download the template CSV file. Open the file and copy and paste your fleet list in the relevant columns. If you need assistance on how to fill in this file, use the on-page tutorial on the Assets page. Once the CSV file is complete, simply import it to your account and check the results for any notification. You can also build several CSV files for each group of your fleet and link them to their group while importing. Remember to select meters during the import process, otherwise fueling won't be authorized for the newly added assets.
I believe you are ready to start refueling your fleet using Fueli system now. But later on, spend some time to complete the grouping of your assets as well. This will enrich your reports and make them informative. Plan for calibrations. Your old mechanical flow meters were required to be calibrated monthly once, especially if they were installed on moving and mobile tankers. But once your meters are equipped with GateX fuel control system, recalibration will be required when the season changes. This is to compensate for the temperature effect on the volume measurement. Flow meter calibration is to be done by third-party calibration companies, and you can apply the new K-factor on your flow meters using the Commands page under the Admin menu. The calibration company will give you the new K-factor after testing your meter and comparing it with their reference flow meter readings. But the tank calibration for the level sensor readings is a GateX service. Tank calibration should be done once, and it is good for 5 years unless in case of an incident. If you have purchased GateX level sensors, please contact GateX support for tank calibrations. Fuel control systems are installed on electromechanical equipment such as flow meters and dispenser pumps. This makes them subject to preventive maintenance on mechanical parts such as filters and strainers, automatic nozzle guns, diaphragm of the solenoid valves, and air eliminators. It is recommended to train your team on how to maintain the mechanical parts to reduce emergencies. GateX is not a supplier or service provider for the flow meters or dispenser pumps. We provide service directly or through our channel partners for Fueli systems and its accessories.
A good practice is to keep diaphragms of solenoid valves with your operations team and train how to replace them in case of emergencies. Diaphragms are consumables and their life can be extended by using high-quality fuel and filters and avoiding air from passing through the solenoid valves. Please note that we have already added the operator and master RFID tags or key fobs which were given to your fuel personnel, to your account. If a tag is lost or damaged, you can simply disable it from the personnel page under registration, order another tag and register it on the same page by clicking on the Add button. See the on-page tutorial on the personnel page for a detailed explanation of how to register a new tag. GateX Fueli has a complete range of products for your flow meters and dispenser pumps whether installed on your stations or mobile tankers. The RP model of Fueli can monitor the purchased fuel volumes on the received flow meter of your depot.
GateX Tank Shield provides you with a total solution to protect the fuel in your tanks and mobile tankers by electronically sealing all the unused pipe outlets and manhole covers. It is strongly recommended to seal all unused pipes to avoid any pilferage. Implement overfill protection switches in the mobile tankers to avoid incidents and earth systems at the depot to ensure the safety of the tanker filling personnel and the site against fires due to electrostatic charges. The commissioning phase of your project is completed now, and you have full control of your fuel operations. If you need assistance on how to use the reporting engine, please refer to the on-page tutorials by clicking on the page label at the bottom left corner of each page. If you require any technical services, please log into your account and generate a ticket, and one of our team members will be with you shortly after receiving your request. Please don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn and X, Twitter, to stay up to date about technology trends and further improvements. You will receive regular updates once we add a new feature to the Fueli dashboard. Thank you for choosing GateX as your technology partner.